Just the looks on my kids' faces every time we pull up here or every time they see the next animal, like they can't even stop their visit with this animal before they want to move on to this one, and then they want to come back, and they're just so excited. Everything about this is fantastic.
The goal of animal-assisted happiness is to create smiles, and create smiles in particular with special needs children, children who are medically fragile. A lot of times these children don't interact with humans or people that well, but they will with an animal. And if we can create a smile with someone that's not being able to interact with the bigger world, that means everything to us.
We were started to help kids with need experience smiles that only animals can bring. The idea for animal-assisted happiness came from an interaction that our miniature horse Lollipop had with a little girl named Riley. Riley had brain cancer and couldn't leave her home anymore and was confined to a wheelchair. And some of her friends asked if they could borrow our miniature horse Lollipop to take to go see Riley in the house. Lollipop went in the front door, up the steps in the front door, onto tarp in her living room, and stayed about an hour and a half with Riley, and there were a lot of smiles that were created by Riley through her interaction with Lollipop.
I am a parent of 2 children that have been coming here for about 4 years now. Lollipop is the name that I constantly hear all the time. Mom, do you know about Lollipop? How's Lollipop doing? And it's usually when they start asking about Lollipop that we schedule a visit.
She's our inspiration, and Riley, who passed away about a month after her visit with Lollipop, is our angel. Animals are kind, animals do not judge, they don't ask for anything back. For us, it was about creating a place that could be a destination, sanctuary, inclusive location where people could interact with animals.
It's amazing to see how kids react to animals. So I've got the best of both worlds.
So my kids are very hyper. They have a lot of energy. They both have ADHD, and so I find that this is one of those places where they really, really try hard to keep it calm and keep it mellow. And it is really hard work for them to do, and this is the most inspiring place for them to do that at because they want to come here so bad.
The kids that we see, especially the kids with trauma, and we're putting a bunny on their bed, and some of the kids are just a lot calmer after that. A kid that was shot in a gang, he will open his hand the minute I come in with an animal.
I also had a private child who visits me at the farm, and he's a nonverbal autistic child who is very afraid of animals. And he came here, and on his 3rd visit, he bonded with one of our goats. And he looks forward to seeing him, and he walks him and hugs him and surprised his mother where his leash was all kind of tangled up in his feet. And I said, "You're gonna have to help Moose get out of that mess." And he reached over and he problem solved and got the leash undone, and his mom was, "I've never seen him do something like that before."
The other thing I can definitely see is when kids come to the farm and they have an hour where it's just them and the animals. Nobody's asking anything of them. No one's asking them to do anything physical or mental. They just get to be, and the animal is there to help them just be.
I was so excited when I found this. I was immediately on email and on the phone like, hey, okay, how do I get in there? What do I have to do? I used to drive I think it was 45 minutes from where we lived to where they used to be when I first found it. And I did it all the time. I could not wait to get there. I had just as much fun as the kids did, definitely. And we've been hooked ever since.
For me, the reason animal-assisted happiness is so important in today's society is that we've gotten so, especially in the Silicon Valley, so enamored by technology that getting outside and just playing, or getting outside and doing chores, or getting outside and interacting with other people who are not quite like you doesn't happen enough, in my opinion. And our animals are the bridge for that.
I think in today's world, animal-assisted happiness brings reality in some ways to a very busy, hectic techno world. There's nothing more basic than an animal. There's nothing more real and rural.
Without animal-assisted happiness, my kids wouldn't have any interaction with these animals. So for single moms like me, it's nice to have this place to kind of help make that happen.
For me, it just reinforces health. It reinforces getting away from technology. It reinforces downtime. And it really goes more to just get outside and play.